Hey everybody, and welcome back to Seth's Car Show, where we talk about Mustangs, and we get you all pumped up about Mustangs, and we just eat, sleep, and breathe Mustangs. There's an intro for you, bro.
Hi, welcome to Ruffner Racing. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how to upgrade your S550 Mustang. This is for road racing purposes. Again, if you want to drag race, you can use an S550, right? Every Mustang probably can drag race, but the best thing to do is buy a Fox body. So today we're talking about handling, road racing, autocross, close track, that kind of thing. So I'll bring you first. This is Steeda, and my next build is actually going to be an S550, and I'm really excited about it. So this is my actual cart right now from Steeda's website. You can see we start off right off the rip like we do with every Mustang. Steeda's adjustable sway bar end links, Steeda adjustable rear toe links, Steeda rear adjustable camber arms, Steeda competition front and rear sway bar kit, Steeda hardcore IRS differential support bracket, Steeda S550 Mustang GT differential bushings, performance control arm kit. Then we have BC Racing coilovers, the ER series. Those will run $1,935. Again, Steeda runs sales, so take these prices with a grain of salt. If you're not building the car in one day, you don't need all this stuff tomorrow. Keep an eye out on the website and see if you can't get a little bit better deal. That's what I'm doing. Everything's in the cart right now. But again, I'm not going to buy 2 sets of coilovers, so I'm putting different options in the cart as well. This right here, KW suspension, V3 adjustable coilover kits. This is the best of the best for Magna Ride. That's another thing you want to be careful of when you're watching this video, is you want to find out if your Mustang has Magna Ride or not. It makes a difference. I prefer, if I'm racing, to get one without Magna Ride and then build it up myself. But if you have Magna Ride, you might not need all this stuff. I definitely wouldn't be changing out my coilovers or shocks and struts if I had Magna Ride. I'd just stay with it. You're already there. But this is a $4,100 kit. The V3 KW series is very good. Very, very good. Very expensive, but it's worth the money if you're willing to pay it. You want to go fast. Again, if you want to go fast, it costs. If you race it, you break it. S550 Mustang bump steer kit. This is what you're going to need when you lower your ride. I got a 4-point cage in my Mustang now. This is a pretty good deal, less than $800, $759.95. This is the front K-member for road racing. That's $1,800. Here we have the Steeda ultralight 2-point G-force brace. That's for under the rear differential in the back of the car underneath. And then we have the strut tower brace. You're going to want to add bracing to your car along with the roll cage and a K-member. But again, it just depends on how far you want to go. If you're looking for a mild build, I might just get the bushing kit, some of the adjustable parts, some coilovers. I jump over here to LMR's website. They also sell a bushing kit, and they also have options for coilovers. You can see here they have the RTR Tactical Performance Coilover Kit. That's $1,322.87. That's a good place to start. Petters, they're out of Australia. They sell a kit for $1,350. Roush sells a kit, and then you can get the entire performance pack from Ford Racing or Roush. But my favorite thing, once again, we're on LMR's website and we're looking at 6-piston brakes. This is going to be for any build, mild or heavy. I'd start with 6-piston brakes. If your Mustang doesn't have it already, some of these S550 come standard with 6-piston brakes. So in that case, if I had 6-piston brakes already on my car, but I didn't have the 2-piece rotors, that's where I would spend my money. I'd spend my money getting the 2-piece lightweight rotors and the aggressive brake pads. Go over to Cortex. Cortex is selling very similar things to Steeda. We see here they have rear adjustable toe links as well. They have all the adjustable sway bar links. And if we go shop by year and we check out the front suspension, this brings us back to the SLA kit. Now, this is where we get into big money, you know. It depends, and even if you have a 6-cylinder, don't worry about it. They handle just as good, if not better, than the V8, and you can make enough power if you just want it to handle good. The 6-cylinder is a good place to start too. I'm actually focusing my build around the V6 Cyclone engine. I'm going to get one of the motors, I'm going to put a stroker kit and a big turbo on it, and I'm just going to try to make my car as light as possible and hopefully get 600 horsepower to the V6 if I can. And it'll be a dedicated track car. So again, there's the Steeda shopping cart. This is a little information about the XDA coilovers. I was researching that. I went to their website. They have several different options for the car. That's a good place to start as well. But let's look at power adders. So I'm in a unique situation where I want to make the 6-cylinder fast, but I'm going to pull that engine or buy one. I'm probably going to buy one with about 100,000 miles on it for $3 or $4 grand at the most, rip it apart and build it all myself. You're probably not in that position. Most likely, if you're watching this video, you have the Coyote, you just want to get a little bit extra horsepower. I go to LMR's website, look at cold air intakes first. This is probably the best place to start. Sell them for around 350 bucks. Boom, buy one of those. I get some fuel injectors. No big deal, slap those on there. If you're doing a power adder, so you want one of the superchargers, very common with these builds, I would get an E85 fuel system, right? I would get the complete fuel kit. You're going to want to go with one of these kits. This is exactly what I have on my 2011 Mustang. This right here says 2011, 2017, but really, if it drops in the tank, it fits your car because you're wiring this yourself anyway. You get the fuel hat, right? You get both fuel pumps. You get the regulator. You get the fuel rails with this kit. I don't know. I don't see a filter here, but you're going to want to go ahead and buy a filter as well. This shows you how to plumb it for your car. It goes from the fuel hat into the filter, through the Ys on both sides of the fuel rail, back to the regulator, and then a return line to the pump. You want to make sure whatever fuel kit you got works well with E85. That would be my first move with any one of these cars. E85 runs higher compression, it also runs cooler. If you're building a serious race car, once again, cooling it should be your priority. You're going to want to look at upgraded radiators, oil coolers, differential coolers on these cars. If you have a power adder like a supercharger, you're going to want a heat exchanger as well, and maybe an upgraded intercooler. The cooler you run, you lose a lot of power through heat on these cars, right? So the cooler you run, the faster, more power you make. That's important. I would also look into rims and tires. Some of these things are your own decision, you know, just how much you want to spend on the car and how far you want to go. If you want a mild build, I think I would get a cold air intake and the intake and a tune. And then I would do coilovers and 6 piston brakes and call it a day. If you want to go full-blown build, I would get everything that I have in my Steeda cart for the most part, and then just choose, you know, pick and choose from there. I have some things in here twice. I have several set of coilovers. I just haven't made up my mind yet. But if I was doing a serious build, I would definitely want a K-member or the SLA suspension. But here's a thought I had the other day. If you're spending $9,000 right here on this Cortex double A-arm SLA front suspension, you might just want to call a full-blown race shop and get a tubular front suspension made for your car with SLA built into it. I mean, there's no telling how much weight you could save, and you could push the motor as far down and back as you want in the car, and I think that's what I'm going to do with my S550. So as soon as I'm done with my S197, I'm going to start an S550 project. I have my eye right now on a 6-cylinder. Maybe it's an EcoBoost with a bad motor. They're selling it for $4 grand. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to rip everything out of it, just like my S197. I'm going to build up the 6-cylinder for it, put a turbo in it. I'm going to try to do a tubular front suspension, if not this SLA front suspension. I'm going to do an aggressive set of coilovers. Most likely, I'm going to do the KW V3. If not, the BC Racing ERs. I like that. Definitely some 6-piston brakes and sway bars, the adjustable rear toe links, all that. Hardcore IRS differential support bracket will be important for my build. Everything that's going to add rigidity to the frame and chassis, anything that'll help me cool the car. I'm going to get an intercooler for the turbo. I'm going to try to run E85. And I want this thing to be a full-blown race car. I'm gonna use a dry sump oil system to save a little bit of weight. It's not good for the motor in the long run, right? I think dry sump oil pumps, they maybe last 25,000 miles or something like that in the car, but this car is going to live on the track. I'm also going to buy a sequential gearbox and a transaxle, so the transmission is going to be in the rear of the car. And I think with the tubular chassis and the engine down low and back in the front, and then the transmission in the back, I'll have a full-blown race car that handles just as good as any Porsche, Corvette, anything on the road. But that's the goal with my car. Tell me in the comments what's the goal with yours. Thanks for watching. I'm Seth with Ruffner Racing, and I'll see you next time.
If you liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Turn the notifications on so you can see my videos each week. If you have another car that you want to see how I would modify, please check out the channel for my S197 and Fox body modification videos. Go ahead and leave a comment with what you think about some of the parts listed in my videos. Tell me what you're doing with your car. I'm always interested to hear. And as always, I'm building an S197 Mustang right now on my channel, piece by piece, so go check those videos out. I'm putting a GT500 engine in it, and you won't want to miss it.